The next thing I would like to ask you, like we talked about the struggles of getting a family on the same page, then getting the clients, how to explain them about money and how to be different when there are so many people doing photography out there. How do you find happiness in your work, and how do you define happiness for yourself, and what are your feelings towards doing all this work? Like, what keeps you going all this time?
Hi, I'm Suyog, also known as the Fun Indian Guy. I'm a designer, musician, filmmaker, and a mechanical engineer. I'm from India, and currently I'm chilling around, traveling around, working around, roaming around, having fun around Europe, and this is my podcast. The Fun Indian Guy podcast.
So all I thought was when I was starting off photography was again perspective. My perspective towards a certain thing. Again, talking about the same mug product photography. Each and every person on this earth has a different way of looking at things, and that's how you can capture, and that's how you can be unique in your in while making your own pictures. So if I could see the mug in this way, so you might see it in some other way, and everyone would see it in a different way. So that's what I think. It's your eye, so make the most of your own eye and your own head, and make a picture. Just not take it. Make pictures. That is what would
But
make
how
you
do you
stand
get
out.
the happiness out of it in the end?
Because it's me putting out my creativity out, and more than that, it's still about capturing things and documenting those things. That is what I really like. Yeah.
So the example she's talking here is like mug, how she sees the mug and how I see the mug, and it's about comparison, but we are not comparing our vision. But the thing which you might see a lot on the internet these days is like you start doing something and there are a lot of people saying like, oh, you're doing things like this. For example, in the vlogging sector, I've seen a lot of people commenting on other vloggers' comments saying that you are a ripoff of Casey Neistat or you are a ripoff of Peter McKinnon. These are amazing vloggers out there who have been doing good work, but
they make really good videos.
Yeah, but when you call somebody a ripoff, I think it's very discouraging. I'm not supporting the fact that you go out and copy somebody from A to Z. Don't do that. Get inspired. Maybe use their style in the beginning, because in the beginning you won't have your style. Like my professor said once in our college, like every design is a redesign. So no matter what you create,
with every creative
it's gonna
field,
be
it's already done.
Yeah.
So what else can you make out of it?
So to reach that level of what else you can make out of it, you will have to depend on other styles to experiment, so that you get your own voice in the end of the day. And it's very difficult to find your own voice and takes time. It's completely okay. So even if you're a creator or even if you're not a creator, make sure when you consume anything online, support everybody who is doing something, support everybody who is doing something new, and support also the local people or support the small creators instead of just going for the bigger ones, because those people are trying to say something and they're saying to
Nobody's
us,
listening.
so we have to listen to that thing. And the local thing I'm saying a lot, because internet is bringing people together, but how do you also respect the local scene, and while thinking global is also part of social innovation, but it's really important. And if you know what we are doing in Dapoli Creatives, it's a new community we are building. It's all about supporting local people to get them on the same platform, to experience together, to have a conversation over art, because local is really important in the day, in this age of internet, because with internet everybody's coming closer, everybody's talking to each other very easily, but at the same time we have to keep the local scene going on. Otherwise we will not have good art culture or good creative culture around us, and that's very important. At the same time, when we are talking about the people who are not creating but how they can contribute to all this creativity, is to understand who did what. A quick example, yesterday we saw a good post or a project on Facebook. It was a photography project and it was about old people, and it was more about how when you see old people, you don't know what they did in the past,
or
whom
who they were,
and what good things they did. We just see an old person. So the project was about, like, there was one specific example, one old man with a walker. He was walking towards the mirror, and he was pretty old, but in the mirror you could see his past, like
he was a soldier.
So you saw very strong man looking at each other, like it was
that was his
reflection,
past.
but it was his past in the mirror, present in the reality. And you could see, like, instantly the moment you saw the soldier picture, your respect towards this guy changed. Because initially it was just an old person walking towards the mirror.
So this also sends out a message that you really can't judge a person by the way they look or they are in front of you if they haven't spoken to you or anything. So judging just like that.
So that's a message what the project was all about. The thing which we are trying to tell you, because we discussed it before.
But there's also another message. It's credits.
Because there was no name of a creator who thought about this idea, who pictured this idea, or the people who were involved in this project. There was no mention on this Facebook post at all. It was just old people, how we see it, something that
because
sort of
if you are not, again, if you're not a creator, but if you like someone's work but you don't know where is that coming from, and you really want to tell that person that, oh my goodness, I love your work, what you've done, and it's something that nobody's ever thought about, then who would you go and tell this to? Because you really
we should be aware about who did that, and it's very important even to grow the scene. Because if you won't appreciate people who are doing really good job, and if you're not mentioning them, it's gonna reduce the value and it's gonna reduce their enthusiasm towards doing it. Maybe this guy who shot these pictures is super amazing and famous, but it's gonna kill the vibe, and which is not
it's
good.
It's like music, like you hear this music but you don't know the artist's name. Like, how would you feel that next time you want to listen to it, who would you look up for?
So as a consumer of content or as a consumer of internet, make sure that you ask these questions. You mention, like, you put the comments down below, like, who did this. If you find it on internet, mention their name. Ask the person who posted it to mention that. Like, it happened to me as well. Like, I made a video of me performing in Milan on the street, a Marathi song. The video did quite well on YouTube and Facebook, but some page downloaded my video from YouTube. That page had around 150,000 likes on Facebook, and they posted my video without even mentioning my name, and then the video got 25,000 views in a day. And some of my friends saw it because my friend was in the video, and he commented that, oh Saili, you are in the video, do you know this guy? And then Saili messaged me right away that, Suyog, your video is out, somebody else has posted it and got really good views. I'm okay about the views, I'm happy that the video reached people,
of course,
but the name did not, which is bad. Like, nobody...
and it's not like the name was not given in YouTube. I mean,
and it's all about ethics. Like, even ethics as a
consumer. So important.
That was very unfortunate. I had to ask him to put my name, then he put my name, and that's okay. But even you should be responsible.
You should be responsible. But in case if you don't, if you still put it up, and the person comes to you and tells you that, okay, this is my content, this is my video, whatever. And then, if even after that, if you don't credit, that's unfair and that's not at all ethical. So, but there are people who he did credit you for that the same video, right? So which is a good thing.
He should have done it in the first place because he copy pasted the video. Anyway, so as a consumer, make sure you know who is the creator. If you like somebody's work, be it a picture, be it a poem, anything. Even on WhatsApp, when you forward messages, try to mention the real creators, and while you forward, be a responsible person on internet, because now it's your digital identity and it's gonna grow. So if in real life we are very respectful towards people, and if we mind our business very well, we talk to people with respect, make sure you do the same on the internet. Make sure you have the same ethics and same values on internet, because it's gonna shape you.
Like, imagine that's your property. You pay for it, but you have no name on it. It's anonymous, unless you want an anonymous.
Like, for example, on Moon, the NASA did Apollo mission, and if we don't name Neil Armstrong, it's gonna be very sad. Somebody landed on the moon. Why it's famous? Because we named it Neil Armstrong.
Even movies and everything, that's why they have such a big credit section, because they respect.
I do sit down till the end of the credit section, because I know how would I feel if my name was in the credit section and nobody
I think that
did
is one of the reasons why Marvel came up with the idea
of putting the cut in the end.
Yeah, so people
Yeah, that
actually.
could be.
Yeah, it could be one of the reasons. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
it's a good thing, right? We all wait, and
Yeah.
it's a respect, that you
Yeah.
give them.
And the other thing, I thought long back, like when a movie goes bad, people easily say it's a bad movie and give bad critics and start talking about bad things. But it's very easy to call it a movie good or bad. Yes, it's matter of taste and matter of quality.
It's
but
a
at the same time,
it's a constructive criticism, which is fine.
yeah. But at the same time, like it's very easy to judge a movie, and then if it's a bad movie, they just go gaga about it. Like critics are going bad, everybody's talking bad things about the movie. Like it could be, it's a matter of the taste and how do you like it. And the movie could be bad. But one thing we never realize is like there are thousands of people working behind it. Like the spot boy who is holding things, giving teas to people, and how is he responsible for the bad movie?
Yeah.
And he put the same efforts for the good movie and for the bad movie. So it's okay to say a movie a good or bad, but have respect for the people who worked behind it, or have respect for the people who worked for the whole story or everything, because it's a massive project and it's not only about the movie, it's about every art form. So till now we discussed everything about the struggle you have in the family when you come with the creative field. It's gonna change, don't worry.
Yeah,
just keep doing what you like, have fun with it, that's more important. Second thing was how she went from the traditional kind of a pathway towards creativity and started doing photography, and what's her take on being different than normal photographers, and how you should pursue it, how you should consume online, what should be your inspiration, how you should consume from all over and try to create more. Make sure you create more than you consume, which is very tough, but try to do that and create good things, because we want to fill this internet with good things. Otherwise people are filling it with bullshit all the time, which we don't want to, because we want to consume good things.
Push yourself.
Yeah. The other thing was crediting people, ethics when it comes to creativity, ethics when it comes to consuming it, responsibility of a consumer, how to shape up your digital identity, and all these things we talked about. And we did not plan to do this, we were just starting with how the creative career began and how it was difficult to get through.
But it leads to a lot of
Yes.
different issues and things that needs to be addressed.
Yeah. And I'm glad that we had our first podcast with somebody on the podcast, because it really helps to get conversation going, and it's amazing to go from point A to point B without even planning. When I do it alone, I have to write it down. I have to not write the script down, but write the main points which I want to hit throughout the podcast. But it's amazing to have organic conversations as well. Though I also enjoy doing it by myself, but having somebody putting their thoughts, their perspective, though I talk a lot
Change
on my
is
podcast.
good. Change is good.
Yeah, the change is good, and we're gonna bring more people, because I have really good friends around, even in India, even outside India, who would be really happy to come sit with me on the couch and discuss things with me and their views on things. So thank you so much for coming here. At the same time, on my Instagram, as you are mentioning Instagram, first of all, subscribe to her, follow her on Instagram. Her handle is Worthy. She's a photographer, so you will find her work there. Though she's not putting so much on the Instagram. Instagram is also your portfolio, so better you put good things.
Yeah, I need to learn that.
Also clicked a lot of picture right now in last couple of days, because we are traveling. Speaking of that, the vlogs, the videos of us traveling in Himachal Pradesh near Dharamshala, McLeodganj, it's coming out. Super cool after this podcast. Also the video of Creative Meetup's first open mic, which we named Kaleshi Susamwad. It means a good conversation with art. That's the name of our Dapoli open mic. The first open mic happened, so you're gonna have the video coming out, if not out yet. So on my Instagram, I asked people to ask me questions, and we got 5 questions, unfortunately only from 2 people, but that's okay. Thank you those 2 people, because they asked really interesting questions. So we're gonna answer them now.
They're good questions.
Yes. So the first question is by Shirish. Shirish was my junior in mechanical engineering. I don't know if he was in mechanical, but in my engineering college. He asked, why are creative careers portrayed as a taboo in India by the older generation? So we have discussed this already in our podcast, that previous generations, like the generation gap between the generations is going to be there, and it will be difficult for them to understand us. It's a slow process, because even if you consider yourself, our next generations are also going to say the same things, because there is a gap between thinking, there is a gap between how we have been growing up, the things we have been exposed to. The matter of fact, the previous generation will also be thinking the same way regarding their previous generation. Like our grandparents, our parents must be thinking the same for our grandparents, which you can see clearly in your house. So the thing regarding creative career portrayed as a taboo, it's reducing, which we can see clearly because of internet, first of all, because parents are exposed to good things. Parents are exposed to the information, so they are also understanding the creative careers are also important. The taboo is decreasing step by step, and at the end of the day, if you want to pursue a creative career, it's your responsibility to make them understand. You can't be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this and just stay out of my way. It's not going to happen, because there is a generation gap, so you have to present yourself well.
Right.
You have to make it clear in your head what you want, so that you can explain it to your parents better. And it's not gonna be difficult. Like from my experience, my parents were super cool about whatever I did. It's just that I had to make sure that I'm giving out a good message, giving out the message with a good intention, and I was really doing it and not really giving it as excuse. Like, I'm not able to do this, I'll do that. I'm not able to do this, I'll do that. No, I didn't do that. Like, whatever I did was really, I wanted to do it, even if I failed, but I wanted to do it. So it's okay to fail.
Trial and error.
Yeah.
That's
but make sure you have a right intention. So that's how this question. Thank you, Shirish, for this amazing question. Then there are 4 questions asked by the same person, Madhura. Madhura is a new YouTuber. She has started to put up videos from France in Marathi, like vlogs. Her channel is called Madhura J, and she speaks French and Marathi on the videos and English. So I hope you like I hope you'll enjoy the videos. She's a new creator, so go and support her. And also, if you're on YouTube anyway, support me, the Fun Indian Guy. I'm also a new creator. So that's all about it. Let's answer questions one by one quickly. First questions: why were you inspired to have a creative career instead of usual choice for an Indian guy? I know why this question is coming from the context of an Indian guy, because she's in France, and the way things are working in West regarding accepting creativity is better than us. It's just that they are a bit ahead of us. It's not like they are amazing and mind-blowing. No, it's the same. So that's why I think she asked this question. For me, creative career has always been there since I was a kid. Like, since I was 6 years old, I used to dance. Since I was 8, I used to play tabla. So my parents always supported me doing things along with studies. So I was kind of able to juggle around and do things. So it was not new for me to jump into creative thing. And for an Indian guy, yes, in Indian mentality, it's something weird and something not so supportive. But as I said, we are doing this Dapoli Creative Meetup where I'm standing in front of the mic and giving out this same message which I'm discussing on the podcast. So by it, even other parents I can see in their eyes, like whatever their kids are doing, be it dancing, playing keyboards or anything, there is some sort of a support which I could see in their
they're happy to support.
Yeah, so the things are changing. So for an Indian guy, for me it was a usual choice, but for others it might not be unusual. It might be unusual, but things are changing for good. Next question: how do you define creativity and what is your best creation so far? I've done a video on creativity. Like, everybody is a creator, everybody is creative. It's just that somebody uses their creativity in smaller
everyone
amount.
has a different way of expressing.
Someone is doing
creating
in bigger amount. So the expressions, for me, the creativity, more than the definition, it's more about the communication and the conversation somebody has to do with people. So be it any art form, videography, photography, graphic design, sketching, drawing, painting, dancing, stand-up, acting, anything, it's all about your message. It's all about the communication. It's all about what you want to tell the world. So creativity is always about the message and how you give out the message and how nicely you give out the message so that more people come and listen to you. So that's all about creativity. And my best creation so far, I don't have any best creation so far, because if I say this is my best creation, you tend to stop making things after that, because then you set a goal and you are like, okay, ho gaya, this is done, and that's all. So for me, nothing is best. In this specific thing, I would like to say, like, I am getting inspiration from people who are making really good content, really good videos, really good views, really good vision on things. So I'm always inspired by them. So whatever I make for other people is really good. Like, a lot of people appreciate what I do, which is nice. They think it's really amazing, but I'm not happy with it. Like, I'm happy with what I make, but I'm not very happy with it.
I think terms of there is this creative satisfaction after every single video, because the next video would be you trying out something new. right? So that can be like, okay, so this is what I did different. This is what I tried out something new in this video. So that is what you can call.
So I'm not, in the end of the day, I'm happy that I'm creating, but I'm not satisfied. Yeah, that was the word with what I'm making, because my inspirations are way higher. So I have to reach. I'm not saying about reaching their level, but that's my path. So I have to go up and up and up, so I can be happy with what I'm making and get inspired by my own work and by other people, and I'm not stopping just like that. The next question: how has social media created too many content creators with copied content? We have talked about copying things before, and we have talked about these things because we have read the questions before, so maybe we were inspired to talk about all these things in the flow. So yes, social media has created too many content creators. No, actually no. The answer is no. The creators were always there. It's just that because of the social media, now everybody knows that everybody exists. And the gap between people,
communication gap has been filled.
Has been filled, and people are very close to each other on the network, and they are talking with each other. So creators were there, but now they are more active and telling their message to more people, and more people are listening to them. That's all. And because of this new medium, people are more inspired to do many things in this medium. So that's why we feel that a lot of creators are there, but actually creators were always there. It's just that the internet is showing them around. Copied content, we have discussed this already. Yes, people are copying sometimes, but most of the times what you should do is copy the style, and not even style, like get inspired from the style to begin with, and then try to develop your own message. People who are copying it, I don't know what to say about them, but the simple example would be of authors. For example, if like people were doing things before, like people were writing books, people were creating music, though some people did copy music from
Inspired.
Hollywood, no, like rip off. But if somebody is writing a book, for example, Pula Deshpande wrote a comedy book, and if somebody else is also writing a comedy book, you never said that he's ripping off Pula Deshpande, because there was no comparison back then. But because of internet, where you see a lot of people now, people say like, hey, iska isne copy kiya, he's copying that, he's copying it, which is not right. As a consumer, you should never label somebody like that. Try to inspire people even by your comments. Try to make them realize how good they are, or what they are doing is really nice. If they are doing bad things, yes, do tell them that they are doing bad things, but don't right away go somewhere and say you are copying somebody. And if as a creator you feel that you are copying somebody, then that's the alarm, and you should stop and try to understand what you really want.
Make something of your own.
Yes. Last question: does creativity always have to be accompanied with absolute originality? Every design is a redesign, so everything what you're gonna create is going to be inspired, or it will have some bits and pieces from other things. So you won't be original at the end of the day, but as a person you are original. As a person, Prachi is original. Whatever she is doing is she doing it. So don't lose that thing. Be yourself. Because whatever you do, gonna be original you. Even if it's heavily
that's not
inspired.
never going to change.
So try to have your say, try to have your communication, try to have your own message, be it message by you or message for a brand if you're working for somebody, but have your say on it, have your personality. It's you get to live only once, as far as what we know. So try to make best out of it instead of ripping other people off or copying other people off. Just try to be yourself and try to give out very organic message, heart to heart message. Be very honest in your thing and try to give out a good message. So don't worry about originality or being copied. In the end of the day, it's going to be your message if you put good values and good vision in it. So try to go for it. Try to present yourself well. That's all. Like, I'm saying these things again and again because I feel them a lot inside. Like, be yourself and don't try to go behind somebody. Try to go with them somewhere.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
You can do that.
So those were the 5 questions. Thank you Madhura and Shirish for asking these amazing questions. If you also want to ask questions, just put them in the comment section below or tag me anywhere on any social media under the Fun Indian Guy. Thank you Prachi for coming on this podcast.
Thank you for letting me be a part of this.
You are the first one on the podcast. You can put it in your CV. Jokes apart, follow her on Instagram, support her work, support everybody's work around you. Anybody who is doing really good things, go there, tell them, appreciate that. Appreciation is the key or a fuel to do more. So don't forget that. Be very humble, be very honest, be very organic. In life, even if you are a creator or a non-creator, just be yourself. That's all. Thank you, Prachi, once again for coming on the podcast. Follow her again, Ardi. At the same time, don't forget to follow me, The Fun Indian Guy, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, especially on YouTube. Subscribe, because I'm trying to give out good messages, and I would really love if a lot of people watch it or listen to it. If they don't like it, then don't watch it. That's okay. That's completely fair.
Yeah.
But try to watch it before saying anything about it. Thank you for your time. Thanks for being till the end. If you're watching
Thank you
this
for
video,
listening.
it's super amazing that you are till the end. This is the biggest podcast we had because we have a guest on the podcast. So thank you so much. You are.
Longest podcast.
Did I say biggest?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the biggest podcast anyway on the channel. That's the only podcast, but it's the longest as well. Thank you for being here. Thank you for staying till the end. It means super a lot to me. In the end, don't forget to have fun.
Because having fun is not an option.
Thank you
Bad
for watching.
singing, but yes. Thank you.
See you when I see you. Ciao, ciao.
The Fun Indian Guy podcast.